There are three common methods to anchoring a core drill. The first method is by using drop-in anchors. The second method uses a vacuum pad to secure the drill rig to the floor. And the third method uses a jacking screw located on the top of the drill column. Each of these methods have specific reasons for their use. Drop-in anchors are almost always used when mounting a core drill to a concrete or masonry wall. They are also used for larger bits or on floor surfaces where you cannot use a vacuum. Vacuum pads are used when you have a smooth concrete floor and you are drilling holes less than 10 inches in diameter. The jacking screw is used in situations where you cannot use a vacuum pad and you have a rigid ceiling above the location you are drilling. Motels, hotels, and apartments are frequently built from precast concrete. A precast concrete slab is difficult to adhere a vacuum base to because of its rough surface, but it is perfect for using a jack screw method. First, we will show you how to use a drop-in anchor. Prior to drilling the hole for the anchor, we will need to mark the location of the hole that needs to be drilled. From the center of the hole you are drilling to the location of the anchor, the distance will always be the same. The only time it changes is when you add or subtract spacers. With the setup we are presently using, it is 16 inches between the center of the hole to be drilled and the center of the anchor slot on the base of the core drill. This can be seen with this tape measure. Along with marking the center of the hole to be drilled and the anchor location, it is also helpful to mark the edges of the hole to be drilled. In this case, we are going to drill a 12-inch hole, therefore we will need to make a 12-inch square using the center as a starting point. This is a good idea since the bit normally covers the center of the hole once it is mounted. With this complete, we can go on to drill the anchoring hole. It is also important to drill the anchor hole 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch deeper than the length of the anchor. By doing this, you can sink the anchor below the surface of the concrete. It is important to make sure your anchor hole is perpendicular to the surface you are drilling. This way the anchor will be set straight. After drilling the hole with a roto hammer and prior to putting the anchor in the hole, you will need to remove the concrete dust from the anchoring hole. This can be done with a squeeze bulb or by pulling the roto hammer bit in and out of the hole a few times. Setting the anchor involves the use of a setting tool and a heavy hammer. Place the setting tool into the anchor and strike it several times with the hammer. You need to be certain you have set the anchor properly as your safety depends on it. Now with the anchor set, you can screw a piece of threaded rod into the anchor. Make sure the rod rotates several times. It is best to screw the rod in until it bottoms out. Now you can set the post and base over the threaded rod. Normally this is done without the drill motor and carriage in place. Once the post and base are over the threaded rod, you can screw on your nut and washer. Do not tighten the nut at this point. The purpose of putting on the nut at this time is to ensure that the drill does not fall over once you place the motor and bit on the stand. You will want to leave the nut slightly loose so you can adjust the location after the drill motor and core bit are in place. Now place the carriage and drill motor on the post and secure it to the post with the lock bolt. Place the bit on the shaft and turn it into place. You can now adjust the location of the drill rig so the bit is properly located within the marks you previously put on the floor. Once this is done, you can tighten the drill rig to the floor, making sure it is rigid. In the corner of the drill base are 4 leveling screws. These can be used if the surface is uneven. These screws can be snugged without difficulty as long as they are kept clean. In making adjustments to the drill rig, do not take a hammer to the corners of the base. This damages the base and can make it difficult to move the forward